Hi, welcome to your practice. Today I have a 30-minute Vinyasa class for you that is centered around the myth of Chandra and Ganesha. So come to a comfortable seat and we'll just start with the telling of the myth. I have a sweet little statue of Ganesha here to join us. He appears in the shape of an elephant in Hindu mythology. So he'll be right here on my mat. Taking a big breath, sigh it away. Just become relaxed in your body, ready to hear a story and to practice. So as the myth goes, Ganesha was riding on his little mouse companion Mushika, who's much smaller than him and yet can carry the weight of Ganesha. And they were riding home on the evening of Ganesha's birthday. And as you can see in his elephant shape, he has a nice full round belly. And he was full of sweets from all the sweets he had eaten on his birthday. And he had plenty more that he was carrying in his arms on this journey home. And then Mushika tripped, and both Mushika and Ganesha went tumbling over to the ground, and Ganesha dropped all of the sweets that he was carrying. And he was so disappointed and embarrassed, and he was scurrying around trying to gather any sweets that he could that hadn't gotten muddy. And meanwhile, up in the sky, Chandra, the moon, looked down and began to laugh at Ganesha in his troubles. And Ganesha heard this and became very angry, and he cursed the moon and said, "You will no longer shine your light on beings on the earth." And the night grew black and the moon stopped shining. And then some time passed, and Ganesha realized that not only was Chandra unhappy by this curse, but all of the beings on the earth were unhappy as well, because the moon no longer shone, and everyone missed the light of the moon. And so Ganesha thought about this and considered. And even though once a curse is set in place, it cannot be fully taken back, Ganesha thought of a way that he could maybe lessen the effect of the curse a little bit. So he told the moon that the moon would wax and wane each month. It would change shape. Half the month it would be losing its light until it was completely dark, and this would be the new moon. And then it would begin to grow in light again until it reached its fullness and shone with its full light on the earth again, once every month. And so Chandra learned this lesson to be a little bit less prideful and a little bit more humble. And Ganesha and Chandra carried on in their other adventures in mythology. So let's begin our practice. We'll inhale, raise the arms up high, and then we'll exhale, lateral bend to the right side. So we'll sweep the left arm over. Nice deep breaths in and out. We'll change sides. Lateral bend to the left side. Right arm goes up and over, stretching through the right side body. And return to center. Then we'll cactus our arms, moving into a seated back bend, bending through the thoracic spine. Breath in and out. And then we'll move into a seated forward fold, bending the spine forward from the hips. Rising back up through center. Seated twist to the right side. As we're moving our spine in these 6 directions, let's keep in our awareness Ganesha, who is the remover of obstacles. So let us remove all of these constrictions, all of the tension that's built up around our spine. We'll twist to the other side. Breathing in and out. And returning to center with the spine that's loosening up here. We'll shift into tabletop, hands and knees. Let's keep opening up through the spine, removing the obstacles of tension from our busy days. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale, rounding to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll shift the right toes to the back of the mat, stretching long. If you feel balanced, you can lift your right leg, extending through the heel, and then lift your left arm, growing nice and long, feeling the energy from your right foot all the way to your left fingertips. And then we'll relax back to center, changing sides, left toes to the back of the mat. As you're ready, lift up the left leg, stretch the right arm forward, one long line, left toes to right fingertips. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath, and release. We'll bring the knees wide on the mat, pressing back into child's pose, which is a very humbling pose. So we'll keep in our attention Chandra, the moon who was humbled in this myth. Let your forehead touch the ground. Nice breaths into your back body. And then coming back through tabletop. We'll press up and back to downward facing dog. You can pedal through your feet, stretching and waking up your calves. And then pressing your chest towards the mat. Nice breaths in and out. And then bend your knees, look to the top, step, and forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breath in, breath out. And we'll turn and face the side of the mat. And for our warm-up, we'll be moving through some moon salutations. So most of the time in yoga classes, we'll be moving through sun salutations. The moon salutations are a little bit more of the yin energy. And as these tie into our myth of Ganesha and Chandra, they'll be just right for our practice today. So, step your feet wide on the mat. Just find your center of balance here. Breath in, breath out. And then we'll step the feet together in the center of the mat. Sweep the arms up. And then clasp your fingertips together. You can keep your index fingers pointed. And then we'll take a lateral bend to the right side, moving into a crescent moon shape. And as we move through these moon salutations, we can consider the changing shapes of the moon throughout the month, the waxing and waning, not only of the shaping, but the energy that the moon carries, and that our body will carry in these moon salutations. Come back through center. We'll step wide into horse pose, bringing the arms into cactus. Just sinking here. We'll take this first round slowly, just to build up a little bit of heat in these shapes. Raise back up, stretching the arms wide into star pose. Breath in, breath out. And we'll point the right toes to the top of the mat, shifting the weight over the right foot, moving into triangle pose. Left arm up to the sky, stretching wide across the body. This is a big shape. One more breath in and out. And then we'll shift our body towards the right foot. You can step the left foot up a little bit, moving into pyramid pose, folding over the right leg. And then we'll move into a halfway lift. Bring the left foot to the back of the mat, and then lower the knee, moving into a low lunge. Arms sweep up to the sky. Pressing towards that right foot. Opening up through the hips. Feeling that nice stretch through the shoulder blades and the back. We'll bring our fingertips to the mat. Shifting our weight to the right, moving into Skandasana. So the right knee is bent, the left foot is flexed, toes pointing up to the sky. If you feel balanced, you can lift your fingertips from the mat, bringing your hands into heart center. Nice deep breaths. Feeling all of these shifting shapes, shifting energy as we move through our moon salutations. Now we'll put our fingertips down again. Start to shift towards the center. Step your feet a little bit closer, and then move back down into a squat. This time we're balanced in the middle in our goddess squat. Breathing tall up the spine. Then we'll continue the motion through the other side. Fingertips down, be shifting into Skandasana with the left knee bent, right toes pointed up to the sky. Nice and tall through the spine. As you're balanced, you can bring your hands to heart center. Breathing in and out. One more breath. Then fingertips down, shifting into low lunge. The left knee is bent. Pressing forward, sweep the arms up to the sky. Feeling that stretching and opening across the right thigh, the front of the right hip. Sending that energy up through the sky. One more breath. And then we'll return the fingertips down. Lift the right leg. You can bring it forward a little bit, shifting into pyramid pose, folding over the left leg. And step the right foot back a little bit, shifting into triangle pose. Right arm sweeps up. Then we'll rise back up into star pose. Expanding, feeling that fullness. And then we'll bring the heels pointed in, toes pointed out, sinking into horse pose. Arms are cactus. Feel the heat building in your thighs. And then we'll step our feet together. Sweep the arms up on the inhale. Clasping the hands, index fingers pointed up. Lateral bend to the left side. Crescent moon. Returning to center. Bring the hands to heart center. Step the feet wide. And hands can move to either side. And that completes one round of moon salutations. So we'll move through this one more time, a little bit faster, coordinating the breath. Bring your feet together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bending to the right. One breath. And then returning to center. Step the feet apart, sinking down, horse pose, arms in cactus, breath in. Breath out. On the inhale, rising to star pose. On the exhale, triangle to the right side. Breath in. Breath out. On the inhale, shifting to pyramid. On the exhale, folding, knee and nose to right knee. One breath here. Then inhale, shifting into low lunge, sweeping the arms up. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, shifting to Skandasana to the right side. Breath in, breath out. Moving through center, goddess squat, breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale, Skandasana on the left side. Stay for a breath. Inhale, exhale, low lunge to the left. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Stay for a breath. Inhale, pressing up, setting up for pyramid. Exhale, folding over the knee. Stay for a breath in, breath out. Inhale, step the right foot back, setting up for pyramid. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, rising to star pose. Exhale, horse. Inhale, step together. Exhale, crescent moon, bending to the left. Stay for a breath. And returning our hands to our sides. Breath in, breath out. Let's step the feet wide again. Arms expand. And we'll point the right toes forward, shifting into a warrior two on the right side. And we'll slow down a little bit and just hold this pose. Then straighten through the right leg. Shift the weight, moving into triangle on the right side. Nice breaths here, feeling this expansion. And moving back into pyramid on the right side. We'll shift our weight over our right toes, lifting that back leg, standing split. And return your left foot to the mat, rising back up into warrior two. And then we'll just transition to the other side. Warrior two, bending the left leg. Nice breaths here. Straighten the left knee, shifting into triangle pose. Right arm up to the sky. And moving through pyramid as a transition to standing split, lifting the right leg. One more breath. And stepping down. We'll bring the arms wide, and then let's just fold for a moment to neutralize the spine. Let the head hang. And bending your knees, hands to hips, raise back up. We'll shift the right toes to the front of the mat again, bending into warrior two. This time we'll be shifting the weight over the right foot until we find balancing half moon. So shift the weight over that foot. If you need a block here, it's a great place for a block. Otherwise your fingertips can find the floor. Or you can lift the fingertips off the mat, moving into this balancing pose. Balancing half moon. This is the perfect balance of light and dark. Feeling our energy moving up towards the sky and down into the ground. Roots digging deep. And we'll just step back. Warrior two. Big breath in. Breath out. Let's try the left side. Bending into the left knee. Find your spot on the ground. Shifting your weight forward. Fingertips find the earth. Rooting down. Stretching up. Balancing half moon. And stepping back to warrior two. Hands to heart center. We'll step the feet together. Turn and face the front of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll bend through the knees. And then we'll roll all the way onto our backs, bringing our knees with us. Hugging your knees to your chest. You can move through some gentle rocking. This is very comforting and soothing. And then let the knees fall to the left side, moving into reclined twist. Let your breath slow down. The mudra we'll be using during our chant today is meant to provide comfort, soothing, and harmony. So as we begin to move through some counter stretches and cool down, start to invite comfort, soothing, and harmony into your practice. Move through center, Balancing our spine, moving through a reclined twist to the right side. Let your knees fall to the right. And then we'll bring the knees to center again. Let's open them, letting the knees fall into a butterfly shape. Bring one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your heart. Reclined butterfly. Let your breath continue to slow down. Feel your body relaxing. You can close down your eyes. Three more breaths. Think about all the tension that you've released today. And you can thank Ganesha for that, the remover of obstacles. And help your knees back to center. Now we'll move into Happy Baby. You can reach for your feet. Gentle rocking side to side. Let it soothe and comfort. And then let your legs stretch long onto the mat. Setting up for Shavasana. Three more breaths. And you can flutter your eyes open, roll to one side, press up to a seat. And we'll find our mudra. This is a Ganesha mudra. So we'll take our left hand, palm facing out in front of the heart, and take the right hand, moving in the opposite direction. We'll clasp fingers. Give it a little gentle tug, and then find a nice comfortable balance point here, right in front of the heart. And then we will chant Om Ganapataya Namaha, which means I bow to the remover of obstacles, Ganesha. We'll chant this 6 times. Join me when you're ready. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. 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 One more Om to close. Om. Bringing your hands together at heart center. Thank you for sharing this practice of Ganesha and Chandra. Namaste.